scene, no one ever says goodbye. It's like the people are in the limo with them, or in the cab, or they're having lunch, or they're in the library, and then suddenly they're gone. How did you guys view that? Maybe you guys could...
Cutting. I mean, there were lots of great moments where these actors said goodbye, and it was sometimes they were crying, sometimes it was passionate, and I just snipped those because it's boring.
Okay, good. Next, there was someone...
But in truth.
Okay, all right, great.
Well, it's just that if you're of a certain age and there's certain expectations, there is no goodbye. Everything just keeps flowing. It flows and it recycles and recircles. And actually, in the novel, in the interior head, well, you get that from his dialogue as well. Eric is very philosophical, and he's very metaphysical in his thinking in many ways, even though he's also very pragmatic and manipulative. So it's just like the eternal flux and the eternal flow, and you don't have to say goodbye or hello. Things will just keep returning and flowing. You know?
It's kind of like those endless
It's a 60s kind of thing. It's a 60s thing. Not the age, the era.
Okay, next. Do we have a mic out there? I can keep asking questions.
Yeah, I have it right here.
Okay, go for it.
I noticed the perception of youth here. Was that your perception of youth, or do you think the authors, is it a little bit of a conflict between the young 20-somethings versus the old? I certainly noticed that, like, the way that the protagonist is similar to the way me and my classmates feel about the way the world is turning, is that everything is reducing and going faster and faster. But we can keep up with it.
Yeah, I think they talk about that. You know, we were all young and we were, raised by wolves, and we were invulnerable, and now we're getting older. We're like 28, and look at these aging actresses here. It's heavy, isn't it? It's
awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking for some younger ones actually for my next movie, but that's a whole other thing. Yeah, I mean, there aren't really old people in the movie, really. I mean, it's even the Paul Giamatti character is just, what does he say he is? He's in his 40s.
41.
Yeah,
How old's Juliet?
What?
How old's Juliet?
41.
41.
Well, wait, I think she says, did she say 41? In the script it was 47, I think. I think she begged me to make it 40.
Well, the barber's old.
Yeah.
But he's like representative of an older generation.
Yeah. But it's a classic thing. I mean, the Young Turks, that's the idea of the young, aggressive, they will sweep everyone away, and there'll be a whole new generation, and it'll be fresh, and it'll be vital, and all that stuff, Then they grow up, and then they realize, and then they are crushed by older people who are much smarter. That's the way I think of it. They ask me, they say, what advice do you have to give to young filmmakers? Are there any here? My advice is just get into some other business, because I'm not letting you in. There are a lot of us.
I have a question for Emily and Sarah. This is the second time you guys have worked with David. Was it different from the previous film? Did it change working on this film? How was the experience?
For you, because I've only worked with him once. Never again.
And that was enough for both of us.
In a lot of ways it was similar, because I kind of knew what the process would be. There's no read-throughs and no rehearsals, and so I was prepared for that. And but it was different in the sense that we were doing a contemporary piece, and we were shooting in Toronto, not overseas in Europe. So, I mean, it was different. It's a different film, so it is different in some ways, but in a lot of ways it was similar.
But I was incredibly consistent, wouldn't you say?
Yes, incredibly consistent. A little bit older, though. But
yeah, I'm trying to do something about that. Have you noticed?
Yeah.
Little tuck.
But what was good was that I had Sarah to give me some advice before I worked with David, and because she had worked on Dangerous Method, and I think I remember you saying that on your first day of a Dangerous Method, at the end of the day, David was like, "You did good. You didn't blow me away, but you did good." And I also had Jay Baruchel, who had told me, he worked before me on Cosmopolis, and he was like, just so